I think the snap judgment was military removes president of Honduras. I mean, easy. That's an easy thing to say. That shouldn't have happened. I think, I hate to say it, and I would love to be wrong, but the more I read again, I have trouble avoiding the conclusion that there was at least a little bit of people saying military in Latin American country removes president. And we've actually seen this explicitly. People say, look, this is one of the actual justifications given for putting Zelaya back in power. They say, oh, well, Latin American republics have this long history of military coups and military involvement, and if we let this stand, we'll just be perpetuating this whole, bad history. The problem with that is that it assumes, sort of a priori, from the very start, that the military's involvement here is exactly the same as, for instance, the junta in Argentina or any other, where the military was actually calling the shots and running the government. And again, I honestly believe the more you strip away and the more you look into what was going on here, the military wasn't calling the shots. There were all sorts of things that happened that were absolutely contrary to the basic principles of democracy, but the fact that those things occurred, I don't think undermines, A, the legal case for the removal of Zelaya from office, and B, the legitimacy of, the fundamental, the basic legitimacy of the interim government. And what I mean by that is, it may undermine their moral legitimacy, but it doesn't undermine the fact that they became the interim government according to the law that pre-existed the Zelaya controversy, that pre-existed any human rights violations, that pre-existed all of it. So they were the interim government because that's what Honduras law said would happen. And they may have done bad things, and I think they did, and I think there should absolutely be a commission or an inquiry into the things that happened, and people should be punished. The point is, bad things happened, they ought to be investigated, but I think that it is important to distinguish between the individual bad things that happened, that were very bad, and the fundamental rule of law issue. I don't think the fact that there were abuses of the sovereign power means that the rule of law itself collapsed. I just don't think there's evidence that the entire rule of law in Honduras collapsed. On the contrary, I really think that notwithstanding these terrible abuses, I think the rule of law was vindicated.